Hello everyone, welcome back to this video, The Girl Who Was Anna Frank Part 2. So in the first video, we have learned 16 paragraphs. So what were there? If you want to get information, please watch our video, The Girl Who Was Anna Frank Part first video, which is on the YouTube. So you can easily learn and get more and more information in easy and simple English, right? So there what we learned. So there we learned how brutally killed, how brutally Nazis or Hitler's soldiers killed Jews in Germany and the neighboring countries. How brutally they killed, how inhumanly they killed. So among them there was one family, Otto Frank's family, and how they were killed, and how was their life in Amsterdam, especially the life in Annex that we studied in the last video in 16 paragraphs. Right, dear children? So, dear children, still, if you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe our channel by pressing red colored subscribe button which is on your screen. Okay, just press it and get connected with the world of our learning easily. Right? So, ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ತಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನ ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿರದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಕೆಂಪು ಬಣ್ಣದ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಬಟನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಾವು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕ್ಷಣಾರ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರ ಲಿಂಕ್ ತಮಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೊಸ ಹೊಸ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನ ತಾವು ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೋಡಬಹುದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಬಹುದಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Are you ready, dear children? So let's go to paragraph number 17. Please open your textbook, dear children, page number 20. Anna proved to be a courageous leader of her small Auschwitz group. See, she proved to be, not only proved, she was a courageous girl. She was a courageous leader and courageous girl. And she proved it often and often. Again and again she proved in many ways. When there was nothing to eat, so there was nothing to eat. So there was very little thing to eat, very less thing to eat. She dared to go to kitchen to ask for food. So she dared to go to food and ask, give us food. She used to go to Nazis cooking kitchen, and she used to ask them food. Such a daring girl she was. She constantly told Margot never to give in, so never to surrender. So let's fight. So our death is permanent. So nobody can stop our death. So our death is certain. So let's fight and die. She used to tell. Right? Once she passed hundreds of Hungarian Jewish children who were standing naked in freezing rain, waiting to be led to gas chambers. Once she saw hundreds of Hungarian Jewish children, so who were very inhumanly standing in freezing rain. Western rain was not like us, so it was freezing, chilly cold, too much cold was there, and they were shaking. Those children were shaking, and she saw, so they were waiting there, so they were in a queue to enter gas chamber. Gas chamber is the worst way of killing Jew people, which was prepared by Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಅಮಾನವೀಯ, ಒಂದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಕೊಲ್ಲುವಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಆ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡೋ ಮೂಲಕವಾಗಿ ಕ್ರೂರವಾಗಿ ಕೊಲ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಆ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ನಿಂದ ಹಂಗೇರಿಯನ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಸಾಲಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ರು. ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾಳೆ. Unable to grasp horrors inflicted upon them in the world of adults, so she was unable to tolerate. ಅದನ್ನ ಸಹಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಆಕೆ. Oh, look their eyes, she whispered. See, look their eyes. Please underline, it can be asked for RC. ಅವರ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರೂರವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ನಮಗೆ ಓದಿದ್ರೇನೆ ಕಣ್ಣಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಒಂದು ಪಾಠ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ತೆರೆಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಂಥ ಕ್ರೂರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಅಂಶವನ್ನ ಇಂತಹ ಪಾಠಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಅನಾ ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಡೈರಿ ಅಂತ ಬುಕ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕರೆ ಓದಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೇ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ಈ ಪಾಠದಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಆಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು 2-3 ಡೈರಿ ಅದು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಆಕೆ ಬರೆದದ್ದು ರಿಯಲ್ ಡೈರೀಸ್ ಈ ಪಾಠದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Later in autumn, she and her sister were transported to another camp in autumn. Autumn is the worst winter season in western countries. ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಚಳಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸೀಸನ್. ಆ ಸೀಸನ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಿಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. Belsen between Berlin and Hamburg. So what was the place they were taken? Belsen. So where it was? It was just between Berlin and Hamburg. A close friend saw her there. Her close friend saw how brutally Margot and Anna Frank was killed. ಆಕೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಯಾವ ಅಮಾನವೀಯ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಗೋಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎನಾ ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ ನನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅಮಾನವೀಯ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಆಕೆ ಬರೆದದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾಳೆ. Cold and hungry. So there was cold and these people were hungry. Her head shaved and her skeleton like from draped in the coarse, shapeless and stripped garb of the concentration camp. See, her head was shaved. ಆಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂದಲು ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So she has become mere skeleton. ಊಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿದ್ದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಊಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ಅಸ್ಥಿ ಪಂಜರದಂತ ಆಗಿರ್ಲ ಆಕೆ. Coarse, shapeless, ಗುರುತಿಸಲಾಗದಷ್ಟು. Stripped garb of concentration camp. ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. She was pitifully weak. She was very pitifully weak. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ವೀಕ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಲು. Her body racked by typhoid fever. So her body was both Margot and Anna were died of typhoid. Typhoid ಇಂದ ತೀರ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. Typhoid fever. So they were attacked, suffered from typhoid fever. Typhoid ಇಂದ ತೀರ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. She died early in March 1945. Few days after Margot. So Margot ಅದ ನಂತರ Anna Frank ತೀರ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ because they died because of typhoid and this worst behavior they saw. Both were buried in a mass grave. So they were buried in mass grave. Mass grave ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನರನ್ನ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ತೆಗೆದು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಮಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೇವ್. ಈ ತರ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಚ್ಚಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. In Auschwitz, Otto Frank had managed somehow to stay alive. So her father Otto Frank, so he managed to free from the clutches of Nazis. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅವರು ಪಾರಾಗಿದ್ರು ಅವರ ತಂದೆ. Stay alive. He was freed early in 1945 by the Russians. So he was freed by the Russians. Russians attack ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಫ್ರೀ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And in the summer he arrived back in liberated Amsterdam. Russians ವಶಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಮ್ಸ್ಟರ್ಡಾಮ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. A friend had told him that his wife had died. So friend ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರು? Otto Frank's wife was died. But he kept on hoping that Anna and Margot would return. So he hoped, Otto Frank hoped that Margot and Anna would return. ಅವರಿಬ್ರು ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಬ್ರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಸೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. After 6 weeks of waiting, he met someone who had to tell him that both had perished. So after 6 months, one person came and he told that both were perished. Both were killed. Perished means killed. ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ಲಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. It was only then that Mep, his former typist, handed him Anna's diary. ಅವಾಗ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ಟೈಪಿಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅನ್ನ ಬರೆದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡೈರಿಗಳನ್ನ Otto Frank ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. So this was the wonderful thing that Otto Frank got. ಆ ಡೈರಿಯನ್ನ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಕ್ಕ ಹೋಗ್ತದದು. ನೋಡೋಣ. Mission in life. What was his objective in life? What was Otto Frank's objective, main motto to lead her life? ಅವರ ಜೀವಿಸುವ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು? A week after the Frank family had been arrested. So after Frank family was arrested, it's a time of before. Map had boldly returned to the annex. Map ಧೈರ್ಯದಿಂದ annexಗೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. A heap of papers lay on the floor. So there were heap of papers. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ರಾಶಿಗಟ್ಟಲೆ papers ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ. Map recognized Anna's handwriting and decided to keep the diary but not to read it. ಆ ಡೈರಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಎತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್. ಅವನು ಓದ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವನು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ reading others diary is not good habit. So there may be some personal things in their diaries. So he didn't read. Had she read it? ಓದಿದ್ಲಾಕೆ? She would have found detailed information on the help she and other people had given the Frank family. So what she has written? So she had written how His family was given help by his friends and neighbors. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನೆರೆಹೊರೆಯವರು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಬರೀತಾಳೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. At the risk of their own lives, ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವವನ್ನು ಪಣಕ್ಕಿಟ್ಟು ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಬರೀತಾಳೆ. She might well have decided to destroy the diary for reasons of safety. So she wanted to destroy for destroy those diaries for safety. Safety ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು destroy ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸಿದ್ಲು. It took Otto Franks many weeks to finish reading what his dead child had written. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ವಾರಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಟ್ಟೋ ಫ್ರಾಂಕ್ ಓದ್ತಾನೆ. He broke down after every few pages. Means he cried loudly. ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಪೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಓದೋದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. As his old mother was still alive. His old mother was still alive. She had emigrated to Switzerland. So ಅವನ ವಯಸ್ಸಾದ ತಾಯಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಆಕೆ ಸ್ವಿಟ್ಜರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Where other near relatives lived. So she was living with her relatives in Switzerland. He started copying the manuscript for her. So he copied the manuscript. Manuscript means he made one more copy of that diary. Some passages which he felt to be too intimate or which might hurt other people's feelings were left out by him. So he left some part of those diaries. ಕೆಲವು ಡೈರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯಲ್ಲ. The idea of publishing the diary did not enter his mind. So he did not want to publish it as a book. Publish ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಅವರ ವಿಚಾರಗಳೇನು ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. He gave one typed copy to a close friend. So he gave one typed copy to read to his friend. ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಬ್ಬನಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Who lent it to a professor of modern history. So ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ಗೆ ಆ ಡೈರಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. Much to Otto Frank's surprise. Otto Frank's surprise ಏನಾಯ್ತು, the professor devoted an article to it in a Dutch newspaper. ಅದರ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಓದಿ ಪ್ರಭಾವಿತನಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಡಚ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಬರೀತಾನೆ. His friends now urged Otto Frank to have Anna's diary published as she herself had wished. So our friends ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, all his friends requested him to publish as it was Anna's wish to publish. ಆಕೆ ಆಸೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. In one passage she had written, I want to publish a book entitled The Annex After the War. Please underline. What was the name she wanted to give? The Annex After the War. So ಆ ಬುಕ್ ಆ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕಂತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. My diary can serve this purpose. So she told, my diary can help this purpose. When Anna's father finally consented, means he agreed finally to publish it. So he agreed to publish her diary. The manuscript was refused by two well-known Dutch publishers. So Dutch publishers were not in a mood to publish. So Dutch publishers ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸಲಿಲ್ಲ because they were afraid of Germans. A third decided to accept it, and he sold more than 1,50,000 copies of Dutch edition. So ಒಬ್ಬರು ಅದನ್ನು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ಎಡಿಷನ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ 1,50,000 ಪುಸ್ತಕಗಳು ಮಾರಾಟ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. Other editions followed. 2,50,000 sold in Britain, a like number in Japan, 4,35,000 in United States. Otto Frank began to receive hundreds of letters. So he published and it was sold and read as if hot cake. ಯಾವ ತರ ಕೇಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಿಂತೀವೋ ಆ ತರ ಅದು ಓದಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So Otto Frank received so many letters and which he personally answered. ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬಂದದನ್ನು ಪರ್ಸನಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. One from Italy was addressed. ಒಂದು ಇಟಲಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. Otto Frank, father of Anna Frank, Amsterdam. A few people doubted the authenticity of the diary. Authenticity means was it right? ಇದು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಸರಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸತ್ಯ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Most wrote to express their admiration and grief. Most people, what was the impact of the diary ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. How people give feedback. How people gave feedback after publication ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ feedback ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. So some told admiration and grief. Girls of Anna's age poured out their troubles. Oh, Mr. Frank. So they expressed, oh Mr. Frank, this should not happen like this. Wrote one girl, she is so much like me that sometimes I do not know where myself begins and Anna Frank ends. So ನನ್ನಂತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ರು ಯಾರೋ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರಂತೆ. Numerous people sent small presents. Small presents ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. Some exquisite dolls were made for him by Japanese girls. Japanese girls dolls ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. Dutch sculptress presented him with a statue of Anna. But Dutch sculptress, lady sculptress. And the gender sculptor, Shilpi, a male sculptor, female sculptor. Sculptors, it's a very important thing, the question that can be asked in the examination. Fine. On the birthday of Anna Frank and Margot, flowers arrived anonymously. So this was the impact of her diary. So what was the impact of her diary publication? ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Paragraph number 22. Next go to paragraph number 23. So many letters poured in that Otto Frank was forced to retire from business. So he stopped his business and following her diary, Anna Frank's diary. The care of his daughter's diary had become his passion. ಆಕೆ ಡೈರಿಯನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಜೀವನದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಯಿತು. His mission in life, please underline. So what was his mission? To take care of his diary. Her wish and diary has become his mission. All royalties were devoted humanitarian causes. So many royalties, so many great people spoke. They expressed their views, their humanitarian causes. ಮಾನವೀಯ ಒಂದು ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನರು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. He felt would have been approved by Anna. All letters were answered by him personally. He answered all the letters personally. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Every day new ones sadly reminded him of losses he had suffered. Every day while he was giving answer to the letters, he cried. But he felt that there was truth and consolation in what the headmistress of one England's largest schools wrote to him. One headmistress of England's school, she wrote, "It must be source of deep joy to you." ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಹೇಗೆ? In all your sorrow to know that Anna's brief life is. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ದುಃಖಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನಳ ಜೀವನ ಇದೆ, ಜೀವನ ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. In the deepest sense, only just the beginning. Please underline who told it. This can be asked for RC. Next, the most remarkable response came from Germany. So there was a great response came from Germany. Germany kuda response barutte. When the book's first printing 4,500 copies came out in Germany in 1950. First it was published in Germany. 4,500 ಪ್ರತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು? ಮೆನಿ ಬುಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲರ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಅಫ್ರೇಡ್ ಟು ಪುಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಂಡೋಸ್. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಬುಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲರ್ಸ್ ಬುಕ್ ಶಾಪ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೆದರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಜರ್ಮನ್ರು ಬಂದು ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮಾಸ್ ಅಪೀಲ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಜರ್ಮನ್ರು ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗುಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಅಡಾಲ್ಫ್ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವರ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. Mass appeal. When the play opened in 7 German cities simultaneously, so her life was played on the stage as a drama ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಜರ್ಮನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ no one knew how audience would react. The drama progressed through its 8 brief scenes. 8 ಸೀನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಆಡಲ್ಪಡ್ತು. No Nazis were seen on the stage. ಯಾವ ನಾಜೀಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ. But their ominous presence made itself felt every minute. ನಾಜಿಗಳು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ರೂರತನ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. Finally, at the end, Nazi jockboots were heard storming upstairs to raid the hiding place. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವರ ಹೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಚಿತ್ರ ಇದೆ. At the close of the epilogue, only Anna's father was on the stage. ಮುಗಿಯುವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ Anna's father ಏನ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? A lonely old man, only one old man. Quietly he told how he received news that his wife and daughter had died. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. Picking up Anna's slim diary, he turned back the pages to find certain passages. So he opened the diary and he used to tell them. As he found it, her young, confident voice was heard. So she used to tell how her young voice, confident voice was heard, saying, in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. Please underline. So it was her strong will. So she used to tell happily. What was her will? In spite of everything, ಎಲ್ಲದರ ಹೊರತಾಗಿ I still believe that people are really good at heart. ಜನರು ಹೃದಯದ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Please underline. It can be asked for RC. Packed audiences received Anna Frank's tragedy in a silence heavy with remorse. So even Germans also repented for their worst doing. ಜರ್ಮನ್ರು ತಮ್ಮ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕ್ರೂರತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವರ್ ರಿಪೆಂಟಿಂಗ್, ಅವರು ನೋವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. In Dusseldorf, people did not even go out during the interval. ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಹೊರಗೆ ಸಹಿತ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮಗ್ನರಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. They sat in their seats as if afraid of the lights outside. ಹೊರಗಿನ ಲೈಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಹೆದರುವಂತಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ. Ashamed to face each other. ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬರನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಜರ್ಮನ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೃತ್ಯ ನಾಚಿಕೆ ಪಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿತ್ತು. Someone reported the Dusseldorf producer Kuno Apple explained, Anna Frank has succeeded because it enables the audience to come to grips with history. So it had made history. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Personally and without denotation. So without denotation, it made a record. We watch it as indictment in the most humble, pitiful terms of inhumanity to fellow men. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರೂರತೆಯಿಂದ ಮೆರೆದ್ರು, how cruelly they were killed. No one accuses us as Germans. ಯಾರು ಜರ್ಮನ್ರನ್ನ ಆಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಸೈನಿಕರು ಅಡಾಲ್ಫ್ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಾಲಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. We accuse ourselves. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಜರ್ಮನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. 4 years Germans post-war administrators toiled to make people feel the senseless and criminal nature of Nazis regime. Regime means their administration. So the whole diary or drama explained how Nazi administrators inhumanly did so many worst things. On the whole, they failed. The diary of Anna Frank succeeded. So they failed, but diary succeeded. ಅವರು ಅಡಾಲ್ಫ್ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೈನಿಕರು ಅವರು ಫೇಲ್ ಆದ್ರು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಡೈರಿ ಸಕ್ಸೀಡೆಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಡಜನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೆಟರ್ಸ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಅಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಬಂದವು. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ನಾಜಿ, ಎ ಟಿಪಿಕಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ read, but I never knew what it meant until other night. ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ನಾಜಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಾನು ಈ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ವು. German school children sent to Otto Frank letters signed by entire classes. German school children ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರು. Telling him Anna's diary had opened their eyes to the viciousness of racial persecution. ಸೊ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಓಪನ್ಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಐಸ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣು ತೆರೆಸ್ತಿದ್ವು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್, ಕೆಟ್ಟತನ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ರೂರತನ, ಕ್ರೂಯಲಿಟಿ, ವಿಶಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್, ಕ್ರೂಯಲಿಟಿ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಜನ ಕೊಲ್ಲಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇನ್ನು ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ಲಿನ್ an Anna Frank home was opened. ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ಲಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ Anna Frank home ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಫನ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಯಿತು. Devoted social work for young people. So young people started social work in her name. The people of Berlin had chosen her name as to symbolize the spirit of racial and social tolerance. So some people of Berlin, so they started her as a spirit of racial and social tolerance. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸಹನಾ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು. Elsewhere in Germany, the organization was set up named after her to combat remaining vestiges of anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism ಅಂದ್ರೆ anti-Nazism, anti-Jews. ಇದರ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಹೋರಾಟಗಳು ನಡೀತವೆ. In Vienna, money was collected for Anna Frank forest to be planted in Israel. Anna Frank ನ ಒಂದು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಜನರು ಹಣ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. in Israel. ಇಸ್ರೇಲ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು. See, this was the cruel things Adolf Hitler did with the Jews. In March 1957, Hamburg students suggested that flowers should be laid on the mass graves in Bergen-Belsen. See, flowers were organized in her honor. ಹೂಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಸ್ತಾರೆ ಆಕೆ ನೆನಪಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ. Where Anna Frank had found her last resting place, where she had last stayed. ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೂವನ್ನು ಹಾಸಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. More than 2000 young people eagerly answered his appeal. So they answered appeal. What was that? Hundreds pedaled on bikes. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬೈಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. 120 kilometers in lasting rain. ರೈನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಲಾರ್ದನು ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಮಳೆಯನ್ನು ಲೆಕ್ಕಿಸದೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. Standing in front of one of the mass graves. ಮಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೇವ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನೋಡಿ, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನರನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಮುಚ್ಚಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು. 17-year-old school girl expressed what all felt. 17 ವರ್ಷದ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನನ್ನ ಫೆಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. Anna Frank was younger than we are when her life was so horribly ended. So she might be younger than us, but how horribly she was killed. Like ಕ್ರೂರವಾಗಿ ಆಕೆ ಕೊಂದ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. She had to die because others had decided to destroy her race. So ಆಕೆ ಸಾಯ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಆಕೆ ಇಡೀ ಒಂದು ಜನಾಂಗವನ್ನ ಕೊಲ್ಲಬೇಕಂತ ಬಯಸಿದ್ರು. Never again among our people must such diseased and inhuman hatred arise. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಕೆ ಅಪೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. Please underline. This can be also asked for us. Anna's brief life is indeed only beginning. This is a beginning of anybody's suffering. She carries the message of courage and tolerance. What was the message behind this chapter? Courage and tolerance all over the world. She lives even after death. So such great people live. So she lived, still living even after death. ಸಾವಿನ ನಂತರನು ಇನ್ನೂ ನಾವು ಆಕೆಯನ್ನು ಓದ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಕೆ ಜೀವನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋವು ಪಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜೀವಂತವಾಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅರ್ಥ. So here ends the lesson. So what we have to do? So the questions are very easy. Just read once or twice, watch our first video and second video, and try to answer all the questions. There and there I have given some clues how you have to write and how our RCS 2 marks questions and long questions can be asked. Take the help of those clues and try to answer. So actual diary is given here on the page number 30. What the diary means, it is given there. So I request every student, please maintain your own diary every day, not from so many years, just start from now only. Today only you can maintain diary. So here on page number 31, some points of her diary were given. Pages. Actual diary was given here. So read and try to have this habit in your life, so it can make you a good writer even. Right? So thank you everyone for watching this part 2 video on the lesson called The Girl Who Was Anna Frank. So watch our video, first video, and dear friends, please share these videos to your children, your friends, so that they can reach in mass and so many children get benefited by this chapter, by these videos. So still, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe our channel and get connected with the beautiful world of learning in free, right? So thank you everyone for being with us. So stay tuned and let's meet in the next video. Till then, please take care.